It's really great to be here in Sydney again, as we're a relatively unknown story. I like to pause and talk about this picture here. This is a picture of the Wattle Dam gold mine. It's 300 metres long and was mined about 300 metres below surface. And it was mined over a very, very short period of time, over a 4-year period through to 2012. And in today's market, recovered more than $800 million worth of gold. And it's a great example of why we're all here today, because of the enormous wealth that can be created when we make one of these discoveries. These slides have been put up to the ASX, or come and see us in booth 5 to grab yourself a copy. What I want to really bring across today, and why MXR should be on your watch list, is our granted mining tenements, 25 kilometres from Kambolda. Kambolda, the region between Widjimutha and Kambolda, is globally significant. It has produced over 15 million ounces of gold and 1.4 million tonnes of nickel metal, making it a very, very significant gold and nickel belt globally. We've grown our resources in a very, very short period of time to over 320,000 ounces, and we're multi-commodity focused with high-grade gold and nickel mines on our mining tenements. And as of the end of the June quarter, we had $3.6 million of cash in the bank, which would be able to advance our gold projects. But most importantly, we're undervalued currently with a market cap under $10 million. This, with our enterprise value, brings our enterprise value per ounce, it's under $18 per ounce. When we look at the market and we see recent gold transactions over the last 12 months, it sits around $95 per ounce Australian. Most recent comparable transaction within the district, saw Northern Star purchase 346,000 ounces at $171 an ounce, and really shows that upside left for Maximus. Our Spargoville tenements is centred around the Wattle Dam gold mine, and 3 weeks ago, at the start of August, we were really pleased to be able to update the market and increase our resources to, by 250%. From the MRE update, what the intent was, and what we've always believed, is that we're sitting on a large mineral system. And it's starting to shape up. And this 320,000 ounces creates a baseload of future development, but also shows a significant amount of exploration upside remains. 95% of the resources are within optimised pit shells at 2,800 and amenable to open pit mining. 61% or 153,000 ounces is in the high confidence category, which provides us a strong foundation for future development studies. We're slowly getting an understanding of the opportunity here at Wattle Dam, and initial metallurgical test work shown 92 to 97% recovery through conventional goldfields processing, which there is 26 million tonnes of installed processing per annum, installed processing capacity within 70 kilometres of this project. This image really shows the extent of mineralisation across the strike, and it's only limited, if you see that it's only limited by the drilling at the moment. The pit shells have gone all the way down to the bottom of our drilling. From left to right is 2.2 kilometres. And note that the mineralisation that's currently sitting outside the resource. Late last year, in a previous drill program, which was co-funded by the West Australian Government, we were able to extend Redback down to 500 metres below surface, where we intersected 11 metres at 3.3 grams and 2.5 metres at 6 grams. And it's quite exciting to be able to conceptualise a long life project here with the resources being developed from underground. This picture really puts into perspective what we do have from an aerial point of view. Astral Resources sitting 2 kilometres to the east of us with 1.2 million ounces. Current market cap of over $50 million with an EV which equates to about $40 per ounce. Wattle Dam sits within 117 square kilometre granted mining tenements in Western Australia, and we've got a further 16 kilometres to the north and 18 kilometres to the south. But the real prize for us has been to find the repetition or the continuation of that high-grade Wattle Dam lode. As mentioned, was one of Australia's highest grade gold mines. Underground produced 15 grams per tonne. Gold mineralisation, being that rich, was very, very coarse. And the mineralisation or the mining envelope underground was defined by extreme levels of biotite alteration. The Wattle Dam mine and the high-grade lode is defined by a regional shear zone sitting across to the west and interflow sediments and a porphyry contact to the east. And it's been our recent theory that there has been a termination of that high-grade lode from the east-dipping shear zone, so not shear-hosted but sheared, potentially giving potential for a structural offset of that high-grade lode. To test this theory, we drilled 3 deep holes just recently on the western side of that shear zone, and one to test that there was viable or fertile geology on the western side, and secondly to understand the geochemical signature around Wattle Dam. The success for the drilling for us is one that we found that fertile and if not the same geological sequence of Wattle Dam host rock sitting on the western side, proving that there has been a structural offset, and secondly that we saw intense biotite alteration, again identical if not very similar to what we see in Wattle Dam. The interesting thing for us was that the most northern hole had the highest level of alteration, indicating that the structural offset distance might be a little bit further. Assays are still pending for these results, and as we wait, we're still going through and trying to build our understanding of the geochemical signature of Wattle Dam, remembering we are looking for a 40 to 100 metre long ore body. It's been quite exciting front for the company over the recent months, with our new exploration manager and the team of experts being brought in to help us with this drill program. But if we can prove this theory correct, it will be a game changer for the company. Over the last 2.5 years, we've completed over 36,000 metres of drilling, and we hope to be able to continue with that same level of activity. Sorry, I just lost my... our immediate program of work's been centred around the Wattle Dam gold mine. The MRE really shows the exploration upside through there, and quickly grow our resources, but also it also ensures effective drilling. We're working through some near-term production opportunities, and with gold price around $3,000 per ounce, it's quite compelling to do small toll treating and protect shareholders' value. Regionally, there's significant exploration upside. The image to the right shows gold in soil over a 20-kilometre strike. Note where there's no data is through drainage channels, and the geology continues underneath. As we're building our geological understanding, we see now a very strong correlation between that same porphyry contact we see at Wattle Dam, extending all the way down to groundlark, and where we see coincidence with gold mineralisation. So a significant tract of land that remains unexplored, with initial air core program commencing in Q4. These gold rights alone are worth more than our current market cap. The company's 320,000 ounces is spread across 5 projects, and Hill Ditch being one of these. Hilditch has an existing resource of 7,500 ounces. It's not much to look at. But what really drew us to Hilditch was that the legacy holes all ended in mineralisation. So we completed a drill program late last year, and we'll be able to successfully extend those legacy holes, and where we were able to define 2 parallel lodes previously unknown. Encouraging also was the mineralisation that we intersected was much higher than the current existing resource at 1.8 grams. So very encouraging, and a future drilling plan for that. Hilditch is just one of the projects in our resource pipeline, and as we continue to learn and find success through the drill bit, we're able to move these projects up in priority. Our focus is centred around Wattle Dam, and that's because of the existing infrastructure that we have there, and because of the numerous open pitable resources there. And our focus for the next quarters is not to stop at the 320,000 ounces, but to get to 500,000 ounces and beyond. We're comfortable in achieving this over the coming quarters because we've been able to increase our gold resources 300% in a very, very short period of time. I know that we're in a gold conference. Geology takes you where the best discoveries are, but I want to quickly talk about our nickel. We're in world-class geology. The Kambolda region has taken on a renewed focus over the short period of time, and we see end users and battery producers knowing that there's a shortage of clean nickel sulfide production in the world, and starting to move down the supply chain all the way to junior explorers like us. The tenements are 25 kilometres from BHP's nickel concentrator. They're currently processing Wyloo Metals Cassini ore, and we know BHP are currently looking for further nickel. Nickel wasn't a priority for previously gold-focused ownership, although we've had 2 nickel-producing mines on our tenements. I just want to quickly talk about Misho and the reason why it's very exciting for us as the company. It was found through geochemistry, not through conventional geophysics, because of the black shales in the region, which limits the effectiveness. So initial drill core found elevated nickel copper cobalts, and knowing that we were close to a basal contact position. We were able to drill through RC. We intersected broad mineralisation, 18 metres at 0.8% nickel near surface. What the encouraging thing for us was that we found a basal contact, fertile, shallow, undetected previously by geophysics, which opens up a very large amount of ground previously overlooked for nickel. And as we're continuing with our gold and nickel soil sampling, it's bringing up further quite exciting targets. And we know that geochemistry works for both gold and nickel. We're an active explorer, but small and dynamic. Our focus has been growing the gold resources and also continuing the nickel exploration. The nickel is really the wild card in the deck, and we'll return multiples if we make this discovery. As mentioned, we have 3.6 million in the bank. We protect the company's capital, having last raised in August 2021. And with 81% of our expenditure going directly into the ground, we can demonstrate that we're ensuring responsible capital allocation. We also are very proactive in securing funding, and we've recovered $300,000 from the West Australian Government through drilling grants. So, in key summary, what I would like to take away is that we're a very active explorer across highly prospective ground with granted mining licences in West Australia, which are becoming more and more important for everyone. We've got fantastic geology in a superb location. We've had demonstrated discovery and have a growing resource to leverage off. We have several near-term production opportunities which we hope to get going, which will fund future growth as we continue to search for the next Wattle Dam. And with 320,000 ounces with an EV under $18 an ounce, we're undervalued and believe that will be re-rated in the near future as we continue to search for gold. So thank you very much for your time this morning. Please put us on your watch list and come visit us in booth 5 grab a copy or have a discussion. Thank you very much.